Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
All right, Rebels, we are back. We're back. Oh, man. Just when we thought we'd just come in here and be like, yeah, we got 11. Heavy NBA week. This will be nice. We could really get into the breakdown of the whole playoff scenario and the way it's looking and what's going on and injuries and healthy and who's here and trading and who's stepping up and who's not. And guess what? NFL said, no way. NFL said, you can kiss my ass. NFL said, you will talk about me, goddammit. And so it begins as the world turns through the sands of an hourglass, all that bullshit with the NFL. So, yeah, we'll do that. And, of course, the drama of MLB. Oh, wait, there is none because they're not effing playing. So we'll talk about that. NCAA basketball and a whole lot more. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2 on this rather typical March day, Wednesday here on here. It was in the 40s. It was sunny. It was a little windy. Yeah, March. Perfect.
Welcome to Michigan.
Welcome to Michigan. Yep. Well, we got lots here to talk about. As we said, the NFL said, no, hold my beer. We're not giving up shit on here. I'm king, and I'll tell you when I can let you have an off season because there is no off season now.
I'm telling you.
I tell you, all sorts of craziness going on there as well. MLB, again, still dealing with a commissioner that hates their own sport. Gee, who would have saw this one coming? We all did.
Right.
On this one. So, yeah, again, obviously now they're going to cancel more games on this. So it looks like we're not having who knows even if we're having a season. I don't know. And right now I don't care. We got lots. Again, it's March on there. Don't talk to me on there. We got lots here to talk about still. As we said, we had the combines, or as we call it, the underwear Olympics.
Yes.
Out there. So, yes, we again on that as well. We got free agency upon us next week, but the trades are already started because the official year has officially started for the National Football League. So, trades are happening now. We'll get into that. Also, is Jerry Jones is being sued.
Oh, that just like popped in too. We were like doing our little pregame, which has almost nothing to do with sports half the time. But you're like, whoa, when did this happen?
Yes, and literally at 7:17 p.m., a 25-year-old woman is suing Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry for alleging the billionaire paid her mother hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1996 to conceal that he was the girl's biological father. And the secret lawsuit she on there. So basically, is Jay Jones paid her mom $375,000 to keep her mouth shut. She was working at American Airlines in
She took
Little
that
Rock.
money.
Well, she did take the money.
That's what I'm saying. She needed that money.
Yep. So Alexandra Davis is suing on her because he is again at the time he looks like he's the father.
Yeah, but how can she do that when she took money?
Well, she didn't take the money. The mom took the money.
Okay, so
she's suing
how is she suing now?
because again he's her father and on there. So who knows? We'll talk about it in the suit. On there, again.
Yeah, but like you can't sue your dad because he doesn't come around. That relationship is between the two parents.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like I can't sue my dad because he's a deadbeat.
Well, she should sue her dad because he didn't get the brains because she's working for Representative Ronnie Jackson, Republican of Texas. That was Trump's doctor.
Oh, jeez.
And actually worked for 14 months in the Trump White House. So,
It's like the My Pillow guy.
great. She gonna sue him too?
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll get into that on there. But yeah, just now again, Jerry's still married to his wife on there, and they got 3 kids on there. But yeah, don't tell me Jerry hasn't on there because remember we saw the girl sitting next to him on the Bond supervillain yacht there during the COVID draft.
Well, my whole thing is I don't care about all that. Like, if they entered into some kind of agreement, he paid her, she's going to, like, raise the kid on her own. They made some kind of deal because he doesn't, like, in his, like, I don't care. Like, what's that have to do with anything? And then I just don't get how she could sue just because she's the illegitimate, what, because he's rich and she wants his money? Like, what, she's, like, he could be a deadbeat. He doesn't have to be your dad. Not that it's right. But he doesn't have to be in your life.
No.
Like, he doesn't have to pay your way.
I mean,
once you're grown and your child support's paid. And dude, let's be honest. Your mama paid for the rights to have you and to tell him to F off.
Right.
Your mama paid for those rights to do that. Your mama took that money.
Yep.
So
she took the money.
So you sue your mama.
Yeah. I don't know how she's again. She could attempt to sue and do all you want. I don't know if she's going to win this lawsuit on there.
I just don't even know how it's a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I say sue your mama, it's tongue in cheek, dude. You're not suing your mama neither. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't get any of it. So, you know what? I wanted something scandally. That's stupid.
Yeah, you should sue him for being a terrible owner.
Yeah, he could do that. I should sue for the incompetence he puts on the field every year. Just sue for that Zeke Elliott contract.
Or the Dak Prescott.
The Dak Prescott thing or any of that. Jesus. I mean, he sue him for all those, for having the golden goose in the house and then running him out of town.
So you'll get a case. Sources are the New York Giants are expected to make a run at Mitchell Trubisky.
That's funny.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I got one for you. So I was listening to the locals talk because everything is all about the quarterback situation, right? And we'll get into the quarterback carousel here, of course. But so locally, you kind of having similar conversations. And what are we going to do? You know, of course, not get a quarterback now, but you're going to wait a couple of years and kind of build this team because you got this equity and all that. And then they start talking about quarterbacks that are going to be available that, you know, you might be able to use as a you know, you might be able to get at a decent price. Let's say that might be a veteran, let's say, that could potentially, you know, groom the next guy or be a stopgap to whoever you draft or whatever. And then you start looking at it. It's like, you know what? I hope the Lions are not looking at quarterbacks in free agency in 2 years. Because the top free agent quarterback in 2 years is going to be Matthew Stafford.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I'm going to laugh my dick off if they're looking at quarterback free agents in 2 years because he will be the best option. Whether you take it, whether they would never, and it would never. But I'm just saying that is the madness that is Detroit sports radio.
Yeah,
and I can't handle it. I can't handle it. You guys that listen to our local, affiliates and stuff, man, I give you credit, but I can't do it.
the cat's possessed. So they're talking about that. And of course, also, look at him by look at. Did you see Malik Willis? Look at those. Look at that. Look at those throws. I'm like, yeah, great. No, again, there's no coverage, so he's throwing to a wide open receiver. They're playing catch.
I know.
So go for glorified. Oh, let's play catch because you got no defensive backs. You don't have anybody rushing the quarterback. But look at that throw. Well, great. Anybody can make that throw. 9 out of 10 quarterbacks in college can make that throw.
Right.
When there's no pressure. First of all, who does Liberty play? They're in a garbage conference. I mean, yeah, he was great and everything with it, but he still played. Look at the competition they played. The only time they played good competition, they lost.
Right.
I am not taking a quarterback in the first round. If you want
there is not a first round worthy quarterback in this draft.
If you want to take a quarterback in the fourth round as to develop a backup on there, fourth or fifth round, fine. I have no problems with that. But if you want to we're going to take a quarterback in the first round, I swear to God, then they ought to fire everybody on there. Again, they're not taking a quarterback in the first round. Watch. They're not taking a quarterback in the first round.
They better not. Better not.
You have too many needs.
If they do something like that, dude, that just tells me that
it's the same old line.
Yeah, they're just as incompetent as ever, and they're reaching and stabbing into the dark just like they always do. And this is just another. This isn't a tight end at 10, but it's pretty damn close.
It is pretty close on there. But what is this draft? What is this draft deep at? Defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties,
edge rushers. You got all that. All this defensive
and receivers.
Get them.
Gee,
you need
all the things that we need.
Yeah.
This draft has got everybody under. Guess what? You're under. And again, next year you basically you'll have 2 under. If you could have to pony up those 2 picks to move up and get a quarterback next year, whether it's Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud or whatever, fine, then do that. But do not take it. These quarterbacks are not starter worthy. They're a backup at best. Why do you think Denver is basically saying, "Oh, we're going to bet gamble everything away to get Russell Wilson"? Why? Because there's not of course they can't draft quarterbacks, but there's not one worth drafting to lead a franchise. And again, as we said, as Aaron Rodgers went on there, I need, you got to help me out here. I need more weapons than that.
Well,
bullshit. It's all about the money.
Yeah, and this is the whole Aaron Rodgers saga all in a nutshell. And I told you he wasn't effing going anywhere. We had this conversation, boys and girls, a long time ago, and I told you he's not going anywhere. Now, we goofed around and we entertained other stuff, but this has always will be about Aaron Rodgers and look at me and look what I can do and court me and pay me and this and that and the other thing. It has nothing to the money that unless this is erroneous reporting, anything close to what he's there's no way they can field a team around him. So
no, it's 200. It's 153 million guaranteed. It's 200. It's 50 million a year.
All right.
They're already 30 million over the cap.
Yeah.
Then they got to sign Devontae Adams, so they're going to franchise him and pay him 24 million a year too. On top of it, you have no offensive line. You have no defense whatsoever.
All right.
They're going to be hot garbage. You won't be able to fill any line. So this was never about Aaron Rodgers getting weapons. It was all about give me money and make me feel pretty.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What a fucking prima donna.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God.
That's what he's always been. That's what I said when people were talking about like when he was with all this stuff. Oh, if he's a free agent, go at. No, I don't want him.
No.
I don't want him. I don't want him when his contract's up. I don't want him at all. I don't want that guy in my life. I don't want him. I don't care. In my opinion, he's not elevated the team to the Super Bowl. I think the team kind of elevated him to that Super Bowl. I think they had
right.
a great team around him and all that. And He's not elevating this or any team to the Super Bowl. He can't even. He's going to choke it out in the playoffs like he always does. And it's easy to get to the. It's kind of like LeBron in the East. It's like, look at the division he's in. All he really has to do is win a couple of games, and then, other than that, they're just going to kind of fumble their way through that horrible division, and win. So like he doesn't have to do a whole lot. And so I don't know, man. I get that he puts up those gaudy numbers because like he has to do everything because they have nobody around him and they won't have anybody around him. So, and that's what it is. He just wants to be the focal point of everything, and everything's got to be about him and through him. And now you drafted a quarterback for no fucking reason.
You wasted a first-round draft pick.
Yeah,
you
moved up. You moved up for that.
Right. You're not getting a first round for Jordan Love.
No.
You'll get a third rounder.
Dude, he falls in the same category as any of your top 5 picks in this draft.
Right.
He's a second-round pick.
Yeah. Now you know what?
Yeah.
You sat on the bench for 3 years now. Guess what? I'll give you I'll give you our second, third rounder.
I'm just trying to think of evaluating him. If he was in this draft right now, he'd be right in that middle of that pack of that top 5 teams that I'm not drafting, or top 5 quarterbacks in this draft that I'm not drafting until the second round. There's just not a first-round quarterback here.
Yeah.
And so if you're the best of the second-round quarterbacks, then that's what you are. You're a second-round pick. So I don't know, whatever. It's just what a mess that they got on their hands. Just a total effing mess. And whatever. Now you got to try to trade him. What are you gonna do? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get for him? Nobody's in a hurry.
Yeah. I'll give you a fourth rounder.
So now you got to sit on him. Now you got to sit on him until someone gets desperate.
Right.
Because you're not going to take a fourth rounder. You're not going to take anything dumb for him. So now you're going to sit on this dude until a team is desperate, can't find anything in the draft, couldn't find anything in free agency, and now they just want somebody, and I'm not sure who that's going to be, and then, you get something done at the deadline maybe or whatever. But what a mess. What a total debacle that is. I mean, it's almost the debacle that is the Carson Wentz experiment, which, okay, guys, we do a little bit of toting here. We do a little bit of self-glossing, but most of the time we're pretty self-deprecating, especially when it comes to our NFL picks. But when it comes to this, no effing way. We've been telling you this since the day he lost his marbles in Philly, that this was not going to work.
Yes.
And he had, what did we say, not just us, but every single talking head in the history of sports all said the same thing last year. This is his best landing spot opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a critter there. Midgie, do something. Get it. You like to hunt them. You got a spider in the building. It tried to attack me. You should let it bite you because it could be radioactive and you could get superpowers.
That or it's poisonous and I fall over dead.
Well,
It's good for the ratings.
Well, or you could just get a really swollen hand and we could put that on social media. So there's like 3 different options here.
Yeah, great. I want to become Peter Parker, okay?
Yeah. See, that's what I was kind of hoping for. That would be the one I would want
Yes.
out of the 3.
I'm
Anyway.
not going to tell you, and I'm not going to become a superhero. I'm going to use my...
Oh, I would be a villain for sure.
No, I'd become a sports star. Imagine they got to grip the ball,
Oh,
and I could
yeah.
be a receiver. Here I am, 57 years old, receiver.
That's too
and
much
I'm just
work.
Sky.
That's just too much work. I'm just walking by it. I'm like using my spider web thing to like pick pockets and shit. I'm just like, whoop, take that wallet. Whoop, take that wallet. I'm not working for
Only
anything.
Tobey Maguire had a natural. Everybody else had to make the little wrist things to do it.
Yes.
But you can basically scale walls and stuff for
Yes.
and do all that other cool stuff.
Yeah. I would be robbing like drug dealers, and I'd be like somewhere between Spider-Man and like Training Day.
Well, it didn't turn out good for Denzel at the end. So
No, it didn't, but I never said that I make good decisions. I wasn't saying that. I mean, I never said do as I do. I said,
Yeah, so Carson went to under. So they basically now he's in Washington, and they gave up 2 third rounders.
And come on, man, how does Riverboat Ron can't be in on this? They had to have done this. So, does he really think he's going to do something with this dude?
No, I don't think. I don't.
Why would they? Why would they give so much for something that's so worthless?
Because
when they, you know what, they were going to cut him. They were going to cut him. If no one said anything, no one did anything, he was getting cut.
He was getting cut anyway. So you gave up 2 third rounders.
You've been against yourself.
Yes. So Indy's like, hey, we got 2 third rounders. We finally got rid of it, and they're now going to be scrambling.
And they took on the entire contract. They didn't even make Indy eat any of it. They took. I mean, talk about bending your. Hey, you want to F me in the ass? Oh, you can do that. You could totally do that. And please don't put any Vaseline on. I'll just spread the cheeks for you.
Yeah, and don't give me a reach around either.
None of that. I don't even want you to kiss my neck or anything. Just be vicious and raw dog the shit out of me.
Well, that's how Dan Snyder likes doing it.
Apparently.
Honor. So yeah, Indy's going to be scrambling for getting a quarterback.
Jordan Love,
Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Two Gloves.
Well, I would go with Teddy Two Gloves as a stopgap.
They're talking Teddy Two Gloves may go back down to New Orleans.
Well, why not? I thought.
But then again, is Peyton? I mean, Sean Payton's no longer coaching the team.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do down there with that. I don't know. You know, you're recycling these quarterbacks all around. I don't know if I want Garoppolo after shoulder surgery. I don't know what we're going to get.
No, I don't want that.
I don't know if so I don't know what value I'm getting there. I don't know. I'm surprised Pittsburgh didn't get in on anything for quarterback situation.
I don't know what's going on there. They seem to be right now. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go Mason Rudolph. Really?
You can't put that guy on the field.
No, you can't. He's terrible.
You can't.
I'd rather have Haskins in there than.
Yeah, I mean, unless they think they know something about something else, unless
they're drafting a quarterback on there, unless they're going to go after Willis. I mean, I think Willis will go to probably Atlanta.
You think they're going to go after Watson after all this stuff's done? Because that's an organization that could do it. That's an organization that could do it.
Everything with it.
Yeah. That's an organization that can come in there and do it.
If it comes out that basically this whole thing is all BS on there.
Well, what's going to happen is it's going to turn from legal to civil. They're going to say, no, there's nothing really there. He was probably inappropriate, but like there's nothing criminal there. And then he'll pay this bitch to just go away, and that'll be the end of it. And that's what I think is going to happen. So let's just assume that that's kind of the launching point, that it's just a civil thing and he just pays out some money and that's the end of it. There's no criminal offense. Thusly, he can be reinstated. Maybe there's still a suspension maybe for some games next year or whatever before he whatever. But like the prime organization that could really kind of handle that. I think it's Pittsburgh, but are they doing that?
Is Pittsburgh doing that? What's Seattle going to do? They need a quarterback.
I know, but this is the other thing that cracks me up is like everything that you point out that is a bit of fault with Seattle boils down to front office and coaching.
Yeah.
Not your quarterback.
No,
play.
It wasn't. It was never Russell.
So, like, what you're doing is beyond me because these guys have. Now what? Now you don't even have the quarterback. So now they're going to go out.
And they're going to pick Tyler Lockett to a multi-year deal. You made that huge trade to get Jamal Adams, and he wanted to go because he wanted to go to a winner. Now he's going to see, well, wait, what are you doing here? So he's going to be whining and moaning out there. Your defense is absolutely hot garbage.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get that you're trying to get as many assets as you could possibly get, and you think that that's done. But to me, I think I want to bring my quarterback back, and I want to figure out why we can't win games. I want to figure out why our coach isn't smart enough to hand off the ball to the most efficient running back in the history of like the playoffs. I mean, this dude, every time he touched the ball, he went forward for 4 yards.
Right.
And you needed 6 inches.
Yeah, and they weren't stopping him at all.
And they hadn't stopped him all night. And now you're going to I want to know why that kind of stuff's happening. I want to know why all the issues with this team has nothing to do with the quarterback play, and that's the guy that's the scapegoat, so to speak. And it's not like anybody blames him, but that's what you replaced. That's what you chose to be the solution to your problems, and it's not, and it's dumb, and I don't get it. It doesn't matter who you get. Who are you going to bring in there? It's going to be the same cast of characters that Russ had.
Yeah.
And Russ, who are you going to bring in that's as mobile and can throw the long ball as well as him on the run like that? Like, how many guys are there? There's only a handful of guys that do it, and they're not leaving. They're not going anywhere.
No. Right. I mean, yeah.
Unless they think they're in on the Deshaun Watson situation.
That's the only thing is if they think they're in Deshaun Watson.
But then you got teams that are out here, and they're all waiting on that. You're telling me you're the only team, and you're going to put your eggs in that basket? It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
They don't have enough draft capital to get them.
Well, and for me, I want to go like, okay, if I'm in Detroit, if he becomes available, I'm making the phone call because that's just your due diligence. And I've got the capital to do something if it's worth it. But like most teams, what are you going to do?
Right.
You know, there's only a handful of teams that have the draft capital that would be able to have that conversation, and would be, you know, maybe a place he'd even want to go. So, I mean, would he want to go to Seattle? They don't have anything.
No.
I mean, so now,
yeah, they don't have
Seattle,
an offensive line.
It's not like Seattle's going to be the destination. And it's not like other teams aren't going to do their due diligence if he becomes available, regardless of their quarterback situation.
Yeah, because you've on there. The only one I would say is maybe Seattle. Does Philly do it?
Yeah, Philly could get. I mean, there's teams that look at the Colts have assets.
The Colts have some assets. The Lions got assets. Philly's got assets. Jets have assets, but they just drafted their franchise quarterback last year.
Don't the Giants? Giants have assets too.
Giants have two on there, so the Giants could make a room on there.
Right. Would you go to New York or would you go to Seattle? I mean, shit.
If I'm Deshaun, I'm going to New York. It's
right.
Number one on there.
Right.
The only thing is
I'd come to Detroit before I go to Seattle.
That's
exaggerating.
Well, Seattle does have two.
I'm exaggerating.
Receivers there with Lockett and on there, but Metcalf. But Giants have garbage.
Right.
The Lions don't have anything either for receiving core either right now.
Yeah, but to your point, with having a competent offensive line and a ton of assets to potentially, put a defense out there and get some receivers, he doesn't need much. If he's got a receiver, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get a tight.
We could still grab a receiver in the second, third round this year. That could be a under.
That's what I'm saying. So you can get something around him with your assets. So he just won't come here because you have incompetent ownership, and nobody wants to come here. It's that simple. Nobody wants to come here. They know how bad the ownership is. They only come here when they can't get a deal anywhere else that is worthy of them to take in their minds, financially speaking. So nobody comes here. You either get drafted here or you fall here because there's nowhere else for you to land. Detroit is not it's known in the league. They just don't want to be here.
And again, I know Lions were looking at going after receivers, but all the receivers are signing contracts out there, so it looks like nobody's going to make it out of free agent wise on there. Mike Williams just signed a 3-year deal, $60 million deal with the Chargers.
Yeah, nobody's coming back. That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm saying.
There is nobody available on there, so that's why you see the Lions re-sign Josh Reynolds. Mm-hmm. And am I throw with it? No, but you know what? It was cheap.
And none of it matters because cheap. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because cheap is cheap is cheap. It just saves them money. It doesn't make them better. It doesn't appropriate money to other places to get them better in other situations. It doesn't make anything better for the players on there. It does nothing. It does nothing but put more of a profit in the pocket of the owners. And that is all it does. I
still think they're going to draft at least one receiver out there on it. Josh, was he great? No, but you know what? The Lions did look better when he was playing at the end, the end of the last season and that, so were looking better. With it, he does have a report. But again, He's your third receiver,
All right.
or fourth receiver. He's not on there. So again,
So-
it's one of those. It's a depth move on there,
Right.
and again, it's an inexpensive depth move. You're not really gambling, but yeah, you look out there with how the writing's on the wall. They're not going to be able to sign anybody as a free agent because nobody's going to be available.
Right. I think if Pittsburgh's not in play, I think Deshaun Watson's probably landing point would be the G-men, in my opinion. And then it just changes everything. I think Teddy Two Gloves is a good fit in Pittsburgh.
I think it's a great fit in Pittsburgh.
I think you put him in there. They made. I mean, he's like they made Slash, Cordell Stewart, a functional like quarterback. When
he got him to the playoffs.
I mean, he was like a functional quarterback when that wasn't what he came into the league doing, and that wasn't even what they were having him do when he got there. Like they just kind of had to make him a quarterback because he could throw the ball, and they didn't have anybody, and it worked out. I just think Teddy Two Gloves would be a really good fit with that team, and they'd be able to get by with that over the Mason Rudolph thing. That's a joke. Now. I don't know what Seattle's going to do. I don't know if they think they're in play, but if they got a battle with those other teams that we mentioned, I don't see how they come out and win. Detroit's not in the conversation. But like I said, if they did their due diligence, I wouldn't blame them. And now that brings us to Denver because now they've got Russ.
Yeah. And
they've kind of built a team, and really they're, a good quarterback away from being a threat. So what's the situation here? Are they like automatically contenders? Is this going to be? I don't know, man. I want to see.
They're still in the AFC West,
right?
Who do they finish ahead of? Yeah, getting Russ gets you.
Well, now you're in the
you're third,
right?
Maybe second. I don't know. I mean, I still think I think the Chargers are going to be better on there down the line too. On there. I also think with Kansas City, long as Mahomes is.
But look at the quarterbacks in that division.
I know. Derek Carr.
That's why they needed one so bad. That's why Denver made that move because you're in quarterback corner there. You know what I mean?
And they've got the receivers with Patrick and Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. You know who's jumping through hoops right now? It's ecstatic on it. Is Jerry Jeudy.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
There he is. He's got his quarterback on there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up a ton of picks on there. Let's see here. They gave up
they swapped like a 2022 pick.
22 the Seahawks got a 22 Denver got a 22 fourth rounder from 2022, but they gave them up the first round this year, second round this year, fifth round this year, first round next year, second round next year, and also gave them Drew Lock, Noah Fent, and Shelby Harris. I mean, Seattle, if you have Fant and Metcalf and Lockett, you've got some good receivers and everything with it, but they have no quarterback. They have no offensive line.
All right.
Running game. Yeah, if Carson stays healthy, he's good, but he's never healthy, and their defense is terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's ultimately the problem. But
yeah, and again, I don't blame Denver. I think Denver makes out on this one because again, they had the capital there, and they're basically now they got a quarterback.
Well, and that's what's been their bugaboo for quite a while is getting the right quarterback in here. So they've been desperate to do so, and when you're in a division where it's all about the quarterback play, I mean, let's be real, that's what you're looking at. Then you need to get the best available guy, and I don't think. I think they knew right away that Aaron Rodgers wasn't realistic. I think most people knew right away that Aaron Rodgers wasn't a realistic option because he was playing,
At this point in their careers, I'll take Russell Wilson over Rodgers.
I would, just because I feel like I'm going to have less of a headache with Russ. I know he's a bit of a dork, and there's going to be some goofy little things that he does that maybe I don't like per se, but I think it's less headache, drama.
He's like 6 years younger.
Yeah,
too.
and I've got at least, as I say, I got at least another 5 years, with Russ. So if I choose to do that, so which in the way these quarterbacks are treated and the way the access these athletes have to medicine and everything like that, these quarterbacks are playing I mean, I know Brady's an anomaly, but he's not going to be one. I mean, 38, 39, 40 is going to be normal for quarterbacks.
That'll be the new 35. You would just want your quarterback to make it to 35 and go from there. But, 40 is the new 35.
Yeah.
It seems like with the way these quarterbacks take care of themselves and everything with it on there. But, I mean, right now is – if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm looking at Teddy as a stopgap. He's the best. He's probably the best of the options, and he's definitely would be the cheapest of the options.
Well, you get him for a couple of years, and that buys you some time to figure out what's going on if you're going to do something in the draft or if in a couple of years you're going to make a run at a Matt Stafford or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Because a Matt Stafford would fit good in there too.
Right.
So you could stopgap Teddy Two Gloves when Stafford's up if they can't afford to. I mean, because LA isn't going to be able to afford to re-sign anybody. I mean, they've got
this.
They're blown out till like 2027.
Right.
So when his contract comes up, they may not be. They might shoot in his final year. They might look to move him just so they can open up some stuff. Who knows? Because they're not going to have anything. Is he going to want to stay there and get destroyed? Are they going to want to pay him big money? He's won a Super Bowl for him. He's going to have to get paid. Right. Are you going to pay him and not be able to put anything around? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'm not saying it's that he won't, but there's a possibility he could be available, and Pittsburgh would be a good landing spot. So if they went with Teddy Two Gloves, I think that makes perfect sense to then come back with Stafford and when he comes up in a couple of years, unless they see somebody they want to draft. So that makes sense for them. I don't know what the hell the Saints are going to do.
They're like $50 million over the cap. They're not going to be able to re-sign their. I mean, Terran Armstead's going to be gone after this season.
Yeah, they're going to be replacing them with practice squad guys.
Oh God, because they won't be able to afford anybody.
Right. So I don't know what they're going to do there. So that's I'm trying to think of all the different quarterback situations out there. Yeah, so it's not over. This is like the first of the dominoes, I think, and it'll be interesting once we get to draft because people are going to reach. Somebody's going to draft a first-round quarterback, and we're going to be like, what in the hell are you doing?
There'll be still 4 or 5 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. It will be ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll be like,
and
what the hell?
And hopefully the Lions benefit from all right, cool. Then we can grab a linebacker. I mean,
we're going to be melting down on draft night because we do the draft live here, guys. So make sure draft night you're hanging out with us instead of watching the draft. Well, you can watch the draft, of course. You watch it with us, and you just turn them down because they suck, and you listen to us. And you get in on the text and the social media, and we have some fun with it. But we're going to be screaming a lot or laughing a lot at these quarterbacks because they're going to be picking these quarterbacks that would not be, first-round picks at any other draft, really.
No.
I mean, I know it's kind of sounds like I'm being a dick.
This is just like when the Rams overreached for Goff and the Bears overreached for Trubisky.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the, it feels like a lot more of those over the recent years of them reaching. If you look at the last 10 or 15 years, it seems like there's a lot more QB reaching. I know it's a more quarterback driven league, and especially with kind of the way they've changed the rules up with how you can deal with quarterbacks and receivers out there. It's been even more, but it's it's kind of crazy when it comes to that position. So, anyway,
and then we forgot also is Calvin Ridley is suspended for the entire 22 season for gambling on football on his team.
Yeah, well, that's
with a mobile app.
I was about to say that's what we were going to get to next, and this cracks me up. You have sports, gambling, you make sports betting and gambling legal. And pretty much most every state, it's got, national implications and people deal with it in every way, shape, or form. You've got it so easy that you can just, a couple taps away and you can have all this legal money flow going on here. And it's super simple. And we are surprised that somebody went, oh, click, 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 when they kind of knew what's going on and thought maybe they had an inside track and whatever. Like, no, this is dumb. Like, how? Duh. This is the most dumb. You made it so easy. At least when sports betting wasn't legal, and I'm not saying let's go back, and I'm not like let's not go there, dude. I don't care what you do with your degenerate gambling network bullshit. You can have fun doing whatever you want. I don't care. That's not for me to say. I don't care. I'm not into it. I like to wager stuff in the fact that like we have fun wagers, but I'm not doing life-changing wagers. That shit's stupid. But anyway, that's my opinion on that. So. I get all that, but like you can't have all this gambling stuff and just expect everybody to ignore it. Like they can't. It's too easy. The temptation, it's too simple. At least when there was bookies, you'd have to go out and like go through some dirt to place a bet, and someone's going to recognize you, and that's going to get out. And like now you can do it anonymously in like a closet somewhere pretty much, you know, where no one actually physically sees you doing shit. Like it's a different scenario. It's too simple. I don't even understand. Look, if you don't want it in there, then this is what's going to happen. You're going to, when someone does something, they're going to have to spank them.
Right. Well, I
mean, other than that, you just got to let them gamble then.
Yeah. Well,
and then now it's a free for all nonsense.
Right. Well, they got on there.
So you have to deter it. You got to spank them.
Well, they did spank them, and again, in the past, and there has been precedents on there by the NFL. Pete Rozelle suspended Paul Hornung and Alex Karras both for a year for gambling on football.
All right.
On there. And that
and
was
when
back
you
in
gamble on your team,
that was in
man,
1963, and Art Schleicher did the same thing back when he was with the Colts and everything with it. Of course, Art Schleicher also went to prison because he stole $500,000 from his parents and everything else.
There you
go. With it, but dude, and again, how's he get ratted out? The app ratted him out because they know exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Cal Ridley's betting on his own team to win.
Right.
I wonder if the NFL knows about this one.
Yeah, it's just such a bad look. I just think that
you got cronies on there. Just say, hey, I can't do this, but you know what?
You can.
Trust me. Take Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I would do. I'd be like, look, and this is what they need to do. And so, you know, you go to you've got your little entourage or whatever, you know, a couple of your buddies. You say, look, bet this, and if you lose, I'm covering it. If we win, I'll cut you in.
Right.
You know, whatever, 10%.
We'll split it.
Yeah, I'll give you whatever, 20%, whatever, just for making the bet for me. And you can just make bets for me, and you can make money off my bets. And if I lose, you don't lose a thing. If I win, you get paid.
Right.
And it's like, or I could just cut you in on, or I could, you know, you could charge me per bet. I don't care. And you could work something out. But I would definitely do that because it's a year's worth of checks is a lot of money. I mean, I'm not sure what he's making a year, but I know he was going to make that if he won that bet.
Right.
So
yeah,
it just seems like
he gets suspended for a year, and he was always
temptation, man. It's
but he was already a head case taken. Remember, he took half a year off last year because of his mental health or whatever on it. But yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, they'll sign somebody on there, but yeah, the Atlanta screwed because great, we can't even trade him now because he's suspended for a year, and
you know, and you're granted, it won't mess with their salary cap, like they can work around and figure something out. But you're really putting your team in a bad spot, doing something that dumb and losing a whole year. Because granted, you know that your money's not going to go against the cap, but they still got to you know, they're not. You
still got to house a team because now you don't again.
They still got to figure out what they're going to do about that position.
I mean, was it Russell Gage is your number one receiver, and besides the tight end you drafted last year from Florida?
Yeah,
Pitts. I mean,
yeah, I don't know, man. Crazy talk to me. Crazy talk.
So yeah, we got all that craziness going on, and we'll get into obviously next week. I think free agency officially starts at 4 p.m. Next Wednesday. So yeah,
we'll be right. Heavy. I was about to say because all this stuff that's going on is all tentative on the new league year. which is next week, right?
I think the year started officially on it, but the free agents don't start till the 16th.
Gotcha.
Which, again, next week will be free agency and the tournament on there going on there, and we're going to get frickin' Barb from accounting. We're going to take her out once and for all, damn it.
I mean, I'm going to steal her brackets, and then her body's just going to turn up somewhere in about 50 years when someone's digging up for something.
Remember, if you weighed them down, you throw them in Lake Superior, she won't float back up because it's so cold and deep that the gases don't form in your body.
Nice.
Just an interesting tidbit that is all from from weird Michigan facts out there. So, but yeah, we got on there. We'll definitely got to get into the conference tournaments going on right now. We got also college some NBA action going on there. We would say we get some MLB action, but no, we don't know what the hell's going on. They can't come to an agreement.
What a mess.
The players don't want a 220 maximum on it. They want a 238, and the owners don't want a minimum.
They need to. That floor is more important than the ceiling. I'm sorry. This nonsense at the ceiling having to go up and they're fighting over, a handful of $1 million here when the real story is all these cats that make under $1 million. That's how is
Cleveland's payroll is under $30 million. The entire team,
right? The disparity between what the minimum wage, so to speak, and then what the top player. It's like nothing in any other sport.
We'll increase that, but we got to increase the floor too. And you know what? They need to come up with a full revenue sharing throughout the league. That's how the NFL does it. That's where you have parity in the NFL.
Yeah, but none of that's going to happen. The league, the owners, the league is run by the owners. The owners are too damn greedy, and this is all posturing by them to get what they want. And really, the players just kind of get played in this situation, and that's what I feel like we got here. The reason this stuff's messed up is because the owners. The players aren't going to get what they need to get or what they probably should get because of the owners. There's all these problems, and it all boils down to the owners. Now, I'm not going to say that the players didn't contribute to the gap that they have between the two parties trying to get where they're going, but damn it, the league stalled the talks early on. Now you're in negotiations till 3:00 in the morning when you blew 6 weeks dicking off, going in for 5 minutes, getting a coffee and some donuts and leaving. Like, don't give me that bullshit. You guys set this up for failure, and then you're mad and blaming the players because it ain't working. Nah.
How about I don't know, second week in November, you start meeting with them on there right after the season and start trying to hash things out. Well, let's do it in February as spring training is about to start.
So I typically side with ownership in a lot of these cases when you start dealing with this, because there is a lot that goes on with ownership behind the scenes that players don't have to deal with. So there should be some compensation in that realm and all this and that. But the disparity here is like in no other business or other sport. As far as, the floor and the ceiling goes, it's so crazy. And they really need to get that together. And honestly, they need to just do it now. Look, ain't nobody making any money if the league just dies on a vine doing this stupid stuff.
No.
Because that's what's happening. This thing is dying on the vine right now as we speak. Major League, whatever. I don't care what y'all think. You can hit me up. I see you. Screw all of you. I see you, but screw all of you. Baseball, MLB, American baseball is dying on the vine as we speak. Right now, it's dying. And this is basically saying, you know what? I know it's dying on the vine. I know it's hot and sunny outside, but I'm not going to bother to put any water on this sumbitch. I'm not turning on the sprinkler. I'm not feeding this thing. There will be no Miracle Grow. We don't care. And that's kind of what it feels like from ownership standpoint and negotiation, especially early on with the way they stalled with all that stuff. So just get it done or let your sport die, because that's what's happening right here. Your sport is dying right
Yeah.
before everybody's eyes.
No, I think this one on there, I would agree with you on it, but I think it's more than just the owners. I think it's the owners and the players. It's
I did.
both
I put a little bit on the
I mean,
players,
it's both sides. Again, you have a commissioner that looks like he doesn't like, he hates the sport.
To me, it doesn't matter. The commissioner's there to do the bidding of the owners. So it doesn't matter what he looks like. It doesn't. Unless he comes out and tries to, like, openly, bridge the gap between owners and players, and that's not his job. That's not what he does. That's not what he's paid to do. And to be honest, if he tried to do that with too much vigor, he probably wouldn't be paid to do anything anymore.
Right.
So let's be real about the situation. Every commissioner of every major league sport is the ultimate patsy. In fact, that's what they should be called. They should not be called the commissioner. They should be called the league patsy, because that's what he's there for, to eat all the shit sandwiches for everything the league shits the bed on. And guess who the league is? The 32 effing owners.
Yep. Right. I mean, you look on there with it. I mean, this just.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little crazy, and it's a little bit of hyperbole there, and there's a little bit of like for theatrics there, but no, not really. Not really. And if baseball doesn't get it together and they don't figure something out soon, they don't have a steroid era to bail them out with now.
No.
There is nothing. That absolutely was the single luckiest thing for baseball in that time, that after that, stoppage, that they were able to come back and have those guys all roided up and ready to rock the Casbah, so to speak. That's not going to happen.
No, it's not on there because, 94, I mean, you had the sport pretty much cancel World Series and people were like, done. And then you had a little moment on there where everybody felt all kumbaya, and on there when Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's record, and that was whatever. And then it took till, McGuire and Sosa battling it out for the honor, all juiced up. And we didn't care.
No, nobody. Everybody knew. Nobody cared. They just
Nobody
wanted
cared.
good baseball.
The owners knew. The owners
Everybody
didn't care.
knew.
We all knew, but we didn't care. Why? Entertain me.
Yeah.
Because they were hitting bombs out there like, I don't know, holy Jesus.
All right. Well, it turns into the non-sporting fan sees it, goes, oh,
But
and then the casual fan goes, oh, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater, and then,
Yeah, but it did come out with one of the best Nike commercials. Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah. That is epic.
We got Cy Young winners here.
That is awesome.
With that. So we'll get into, obviously, some hoops action there. We've got college hoops and basically NBA action going on as well with it. So we'll get into that here on the flip side here on it. So we'll get into that. Definitely. We are DSR2, Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's a Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast on Ultimate Underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the famous, or should I say infamous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, NKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390 or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Welcome back to the Rebels. Hour 2, baby. We got it coming on. We got a little NFL heavy there in the first hour, but you know that's what they do to us, man. They get us every time. Now we touched a little bit on the MLB, so that is still on the table if you wanted to get into that. And then there's basketball. There's stuff from all angles. And plenty to get into, plenty to do in this final hour. So let's get this thing in. Studio 57 Radio across the board on social media. You can hit us up in our text line on the social media, whatever you want to do. I'll get you that number here in a minute. And be a part of the show. Get in on this thing. And we will have some fun. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2 in hour 2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, Johnny. The Moose.
Hey, we're back here for the second hour of DSR2 on this rather March-like Wednesday here in the D on there. That's why I said it's March. It was in the 40s. It was sunny. It was a little chilly. A little heavy wind on there. We'll see what happens. Possibly some snow on there on Friday. I don't think we're going to get much, but who knows. I'm done with winter. Let's get into the damn spring. Oh, we don't have baseball, so I guess we're going to have to be paying attention to some college hoops here, and NBA and NHL and USFL if they don't get shut down because of a lawsuit.
Yeah, we still don't know what's going on with that, do we?
Nope.
I can't imagine a whole lot, but if anything happens, we'll hear about it, I'm sure, and we'll talk about it and all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now there's plenty of basketball to get into. I don't even know where to start. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's get into some college hoops and everything on there.
Some hoops.
So yeah, what can you again say? 2022 more than how the Big Ten season wrapped up here. Wisconsin has a chance to win the Big Ten outright, and they lose to Nebraska.
What the hell?
On there, so they end up splitting that with Illinois on there. So we got the Big Ten tournament going on right now. Northwestern beat Indiana, so they're out of the Big Ten on there. That's good for us because we play Northwestern now, so not Indiana. So that
right.
works. And then we'll have Northwestern beat Nebraska, so we still got to play Indiana. So sorry about that. And then we got Pitt, Minnesota going on right now. On that with it, but yeah, I mean everything going on there. Michigan winning their last game against Ohio State at Ohio State without their best player, without their head coach. Well, again, Phil Martelli taking over for the last.
It's not a drop off. Really.
It was definitely not. It actually probably was a plus on that because he kind of with that. So we got onto there, but yeah, winning that game without Hunter Dickinson and the way they played on there. Ohio State down the stretch is just. They've played terrible.
They have.
They've lost games they had no business losing to.
Well, they go through these streaks where they just can't buy a basket.
No, and Michigan was the same way. And yet you look down the stretch, that Michigan actually had a better stretch than Michigan State did.
Right.
Whereas, Michigan State won their last game of the season, but prior to that, they were losing 5 out of 6.
I know.
And not looking good, period. I mean, they played Michigan
right.
last Tuesday and got their ass handed to them. By the way, Hunter Dickinson just scored on you again.
All right.
And then they got on there.
Oh, man. Now I got to.
But Michigan on there is
bitter State fans. Go ahead.
But Michigan wins a good game, loses a game, wins a good game. On there, it's just we'll see what happens. I think if Michigan wins tomorrow, they're probably in the tournament. I think State's already in the tournament on there. They probably want to move up to like the 7th seed. They don't want to, or on that. They don't want to be the 8th or 9th
and you know, it's one of those things too where
you're 8th or 9th seed, you're paying the number 1 seeded team in the second round.
Well, and we're lucky to be in the tournament at this point, to be honest with you. I mean, we're having this conversation a couple of weeks ago, we're wondering, you know,
Michigan's not in the tournament.
If Michigan's going to make it, or State.
A month ago, State was number 10 in the country, and they just
bottom fell out. But once again, another team that doesn't feel like the typical Izzo team, and I don't know if I even can quantify what a typical Izzo team is, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because Izzo has been there so long that it's wearing out. I don't know. But they just slowly feel like, and in recent years they haven't been great either. You know, not to the standard that they've set for themselves.
No.
So.
Michigan on there, but we look on there like right now. This is CBS's bracketology. They got the first 4 in, which are the play-in games. SMU playing Rutgers, they're both 12 seats. Michigan playing BYU, both 12 seats. Bryant playing Nicholls State in the East, they're 16 seats, and then Wright State versus Alcorn State. And again, really, if you want to. Let's see here. There would be in the South, so they play let's see. If Michigan wins the play-in game, they're in the South, and they would be playing the 5th seed, which is Alabama. On this one, I know everybody's all hyped up on Auburn on there, but remember, Bruce Pearl's your coach.
Yeah,
He's a buffoon. This is bad spray tan.
I guess I can't handle the spray tan.
But I think it's
orange.
I think it's going to be Arizona and probably Gonzaga right now. I think those are
Gonzaga. Surprising as a number 1 seed. Aren't there women the 1 seed too, or a 2 seed?
It could be. I know Michigan's women's team's up there in the. I know they were like the 2 seed in the Big Ten. So Michigan actually is playing. They're the 2 seed in the Big Ten hockey tournament. They just beat State. Actually, they swept State on there
Oh,
for
wow.
all 6 games they played. Michigan State they won
here
and
we
swept
go.
them.
Here we go. I mean, I don't care. I'm a Michigan fan, but like, I got to field all these goddamn emails, messages.
Yeah,
From,
yeah. All they
hateful
got to do is
state
look at their
fans.
damn turn. They're on it. So yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Bracket wise, 1 seed. So let's see. North Carolina State, Louisville, Stanford, and South Carolina are the 1 seeds. I know. What's her name from UConn's back from her knee surgery?
Yeah,
So
thank goodness.
Paige Buckley, so-
Beckers, yeah, Paige Beckers, yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it should be interesting on that. I was a 3 seed. I want to say Michigan's, I think, a 2 seed. Oh, Michigan is a 3 seed in right now in the Greensboro region, so they would play. Gonzaga's 11th seed in the women.
Oh, are they?
11th seed in one of the regions, so they're not even.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought they were a top seed too. Huh? Who's number 2 for the men's?
Overall,
Yeah.
on there is Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Again, right now I would say it's definitely Arizona and Gonzaga on there. But yeah, I mean, right now is if you've got some mid majors on there, the ones to watch on there. Ionia over LSU. There's a 12 seed, which unfortunately is guess who's coaching Ionia?
Who's that?
Rick Pitino,
Is he?
the slimy.
Oh my goodness.
Rat bat. But yeah, there's your 5. There's a 12 versus a 5. If Ionia is the 12th seed on there, they will take out LSU. Let's see here. That's definitely.
What are these? Just projections or something? Or what
These are
is this?
projections on the bracketology for CBS.
Oh my goodness! I can't even. Oh, I got to try to decipher the real bracketology, and you're giving me projections.
Well, again, we don't know for sure till Sunday. So
yeah. I think we need to bust out. We'll have our bracket next week, and
yeah, there's again on the projection wise, you definitely see some mid majors be able to take out some teams.
Well, and that's what we see every year, and I think that's what's always the fun story here, and we'll get into it when we do our brackets and stuff like that next week, I guess. But there's always the 12 that beats the 12 that beats the 5 or the 11 that beats the 7 or whatever the F it is, and we're everybody. That's what makes this tournament so great, because there's always that like Cinderella team, even if they don't make it that far. You know, you see a team that got to the Sweet 16 that shouldn't have been in the tournament at all, or God forbid the Elite 8 or something like that. So, we've had. Didn't we have like a 14 or a 15 win? An opening game? Didn't we have like a 1 or 2 seed?
We actually had a 1 seed lose to a 16 seed a couple years ago.
That's what I thought.
And when Michigan State lost,
I couldn't remember
they were
what it
a
was.
2 seed in their bracket.
Yeah.
They lost to Middle Tennessee State with and again Michigan State had the reigning Wooden Award winner with Denzel Washington and Denzel Valentine.
I was
ended
saying
up losing.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Valentine, and they ended up losing in that opening round. So,
How you lose a Denzel Washington? You can't.
well, he got game. Well, he lost because he went against his son, Jesus Shuttleworth.
Jeez. Oh man.
Come on, it's Ray Allen. Come
That's
on.
good stuff. That's good stuff.
Jesus Shuttleworth. So yeah, we got I think hoops to action on there with the college on there. We'll definitely be watching on there. But I love the fact that Duke is whining and bitching because North Carolina didn't do anything for Krzyzewski retiring.
Who cares?
Who cares,
No
dude?
one-
He's
no
not
one-
their coach. He's
Yeah.
your coach.
Yeah. Why would
And
anybody?
it's your biggest rival. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're posting here. You know what? Here it is. Here's a fucking wheelchair. Good. I'm glad you're retiring. Hope you die soon.
Your
you fat bastard.
interconference rivals, your interstate rivals, your just rivals, like big rival. None of that. No. Maybe if it was like a team that he coached before on his way up, like a smaller school, and they wanted to. But no, I'm the opponent. The opponent is not. I'm not throwing a party for your coach. Get out of here with that nonsense, especially when it's a coach that's been, pretty much running me over for his whole career.
Right.
Like, why would I want to?
Did you guys do anything for Dean Smith when he retired?
I
No.
mean, it's
Kiss
just-
off then.
It's just so asinine, dude. It's like we would never do anything for Ohio State's anybody.
No.
Or vice versa for Michigan. So I don't want to hear that stuff. We wouldn't even do anything for states.
No, we beat you, so Izzo wouldn't get the become the Big Ten all-time leading wins leader at coach in basketball. You know what? We kicked your ass. You know what? Go ahead, win. You're gonna have to win your last game to get it against Maryland.
All right.
And even then, again, you got lucky because you played Maryland and they spotted you 18-point lead to start the game when they were down 19-1, and then you still almost gave the game away.
Unbelievable.
I think both teams could be basically losing in the first game.
Yeah.
If they make the tournament,
Yeah.
both of them. Or again on it, but we'll see what happens there. Juwan Howard spoke today in front of the press. Basically, he says, "Yeah, it's all on me." He goes, "I'm going to try to be a better person and work at it." And he did sought out therapy after that. So
they made him. They probably made him.
They probably did make him on there, and with it on there. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, you got the on there. But yeah, Martelli taking over the interim. Dude, I wasn't unhappy with.
No, not at all. That's why. Well, you know what? And that was one of the strongest points about bringing in Howard. Right? We wanted Beeline. We did not want Beeline to leave, to be quite honest, especially to go to what we knew would be a doomed situation, and turned out to be exactly that. And so we wanted him to stay. And so Howard wasn't at the top of our list really either. But when he assembled his team, his coaching staff,
with Isley and
we were like,
Phil Martelli. I'm like, oh, dude,
yeah, we're okay.
Martelli's forgot more about football than we'll ever know.
Yeah, basketball. Yeah,
I mean, basketball. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with he's a legend at St. Joe's, and how they got rid of him was bullshit there.
Yeah.
On there, but yeah. He's an even keel. He's a funny guy on there, and that team got on there. You know what it is I think at least Michigan was they expected these kids on there, the recruits and the transfers, everybody to just come right out of the gates and come out gunning in it because they were so highly recruited. And it took 3/4 of this season for them to kind of get their feet underneath them and become on there with it. And now we're seeing how they're playing down to stretch that.
Sure.
Hunter Dickinson, dude, I mean, yeah, he can get pushed around some of the bigger guys, centers out there, but there's not too many bigger than him at 7 foot on there. But like him, when he plays, when it's mismatched, dude, they can't stop him. He's got some post moves he's developed this year now too. With it now, is this as good as the 2012 team with Trey Burke? No. Is it as good as the 18 team that went to the final? No. On it, we'll see what happens. They could make a little bit of run. If Michigan or Michigan State get to the Sweet 16, I think it's a success, and everything else beyond that is just basically gravy on there. But again, I'm going to definitely look at the brackets, how we break it down. We'll break that down, and we're taking out freaking from accounting.
Oh yeah, Barb from
accounting is going
Karen
down.
Karen, and whoever else from accounting.
They're going down.
They're going down.
We're gonna basically play their game against them. We're gonna find out their bracket and figure it out.
Oh, it's funny you say all that because I was working in the accounting department today at an office building and putting some stuff, hooking up some offices. But it was kind of funny. I'm like, oh, it's the accounting department. And it was all these women in these cubes. There was like 6 or 8 of them there. And they were like outside a couple of corporate offices. But, yeah, I started laughing. I'm like, every woman in here is going to have a better college bracket than all of us. And Steve started laughing at me, one of my coworkers. He's like, what? I'm like, all these women, they're going to have a way. They're going to pick their teams with like colors and mascots and goofy reasons, and their bracket's going to be better.
I bet the Charleston one said it was beautiful. I'm going to pick Charleston, Southern Charleston College.
I knew a guy named Charles one time, and so I think I'm going to do that. They'll just come up with like crazy ways.
I'm not taking Ohio State because they're a Buckeye and they never win.
I don't even know what a Buckeye is.
Purdue? Oh, the tournament doesn't start till Matt Peter jokes. Kansas too. Bill Self is on boob.
What are we doing here?
Again, the tournament doesn't start till Kansas and Purdue flame out in
Yeah.
the early rounds.
Yeah.
On there. But yeah, we'll get into that definitely next week. And on there, as we said, it'll be like pretty much all college basketball and NFL action going on.
Well, NBA, right? Because NFL will be pretty much.
Well, we got free agency
Oh, yeah.
starting.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yes.
right.
We'll be doing
They're year round. They're not gonna.
Nope, they're not going to give it up on there. And again, we get into basically some college act. I mean, we got NBA action on there, fun on there. Yeah, I mean, Pistons were down.
Oh yeah, the Pistons were running with the Bulls a little bit there for a minute, but I imagine they're done.
They end up losing by 6, 114 to 108. Boston ended up being Charlotte. Jason Tatum the last couple games have been just my dude.
God.
He's like, they're all like, everybody's bitching. Like, oh, when's he on there? And all of a sudden, just like the last. I mean, today
He had a 57 point game or something like that.
44 tonight.
Yeah, he's off
He
the
had a
hook.
50-some point on there
Yeah.
against Brooklyn on there. He had played his best game all around with it. But yeah, tonight he had up 44 points tonight. With 3 assists and 5 rebounds and 3 steals out there. But yeah, plus 18. Just when you just say, all right, Jason Tatum sucks, I'm done with him. It's like, fuck.
No, he's definitely, to me, all in the conversation. I just wish he was a little bit more consistent. But I think a lot of that is kind of what's around him, you know. I think if Boston could do a few more things, then, you know, I don't know. I think he'd be all right if they. But God, I think it's starting to click for him. That's for sure. I mean, 57 earlier in the year, and these 50-point games are starting to get out of hand. Are we playing? Are we playing defense anymore? Is that what's going on here? Everything's an all-star game. It's the first one. It's a race to 120. And,
Yes.
And it's crazy.
All-Star game was a race to 160, and then they went beyond that, too. Lakers are losing to Houston 72-66.
And that team is crazy because LeBron puts 50 burger up on Golden State in a victory, and then now this.
Yes.
Like, you can't. What's going on with that?
Phoenix is up on Miami. That game we were watching earlier, they're up 91-74 at the end of the third quarter.
I can't believe that's that much separation there.
They were, again, Miami was winning that one.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and without Chris Paul, I mean, I know they got Booker back, but.
Yeah. So LeBron goes off for a 50 burger against Golden State, and guess what he's got tonight? 7.
What the? He blew his whole wad.
7 points. Yeah, on there. He's 3 for 9 from field goals. Yeah.
Wow.
I got, you know what? Even if they get into the play-in on there, they're not getting beyond the play-in on it.
No, I can't.
And even if
imagine.
they do get lucky on there, they are going to get housed out in, was it best out of 5 or best out of 7? But
Something like that.
whatever, it's 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, it don't
They are
matter.
not gonna be-
whatever the sweep is, right?
Yes.
Holy shnikes. I'm with you, though. I mean,
They're garbage.
they're terrible. And it is what it is. And ironically, you know, they're going to be bad for a while. The Clippers will get Kawhi back. Probably not in time to be effective this year, but next year. And, you know, that team healthy will be right back up at the top with these other teams like Phoenix and Utah and, you know, hopefully Golden State gets Draymond back and they get a little bit better. But that would be the only chance for the Lakers is if you have like some weird injury or some kind of weird issue. Or you know, so.
Yeah, I got into it with some Laker fans on there. Well, we won a championship. I'm like, that's great. The only reason you won the championship because you were in the bubble.
Yeah. I mean,
And then he goes, I go, if you didn't get that 4 months off and healed up and stayed in the bubble, you wouldn't have won that. And he at least was really, he goes, oh, you're probably right. I'm like, well, at least you have a
yeah, I mean, if you're going to
reasonable.
I mean, just think about it. I mean, neither one. Your top guys are never ever healthy, so it's like I don't know. It's a mess. Like,
and it ain't gonna get any better.
no, it's not.
No.
So I don't know.
You traded all your youth away and all your draft picks, and you got nothing.
Yup. I don't know.
So our own Pistons on there. Actually, they're 6-4 their last 10. They've actually at least they've playing a lot better, believe it or not, since they've gotten Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, I mean, the Pistons. See, we're in a horrible state of flux where we have all our professional teams have owners that don't care about winning.
Right.
So I just don't know how good or if they're going to get better or not. So the only thing, with at least with the Red Wings, you have Yzerman, who we know is interested in winning, and at least he's got, we got him in the right position for the Wings, so that has potential at least. But there ain't nothing, and I don't know that the Pistons are any different than the Lions right now, and the fact that I don't know. I don't see them getting any better, and it doesn't really matter who we draft or what we do. Even if we get somebody that's really good and fun to watch, we'll just squander them while they're here.
Well, we have an owner that doesn't care.
Yeah. It's all the same. It's just
again, much as I like
Lions, and we're talking about the Pistons.
How messed up is that? As much as I like Dwayne Casey, I don't know if he's the right guy out there. I mean, the Lions. No. It's not that they don't care about winning; they just don't know how to win.
In what way do you think they care about winning?
I think that at least
have they ever gone over the salary cap? Have they ever done anything above and beyond that made you think that they were trying to, even if it was a shitty decision? I'm not talking about the decision making. I'm talking about their willingness to go above and beyond to get what they want. When have they ever done that? Like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. If you don't do that, you don't win.
Right. I mean, the one thing is you could say about Caldwell, getting rid of him was probably
what? Right. He was the best coach you've had.
But again,
in 2 decades.
The problem is what they replaced him with was absolute garbage.
I know, but he's still the best coach you've had in 2 decades.
2 decades. He's
at
the
least.
Best. He is the best coach for record since the 50s.
Right.
At least he has a winning record as a Lions head coach.
Yeah. No, and he's got a gig after. He's had viable gigs after.
Well, so did Schwartz, who won a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator.
Sure.
On there, but yeah, I mean, our most winningest coach is also our losingest coach, which was Wayne Fonte.
I know, that was a sad story.
I mean, we'll say it again. I said this is a telltale sign with this. Really, the regime is if they don't take if they do just the smart thing on there and not take a quarterback except till the 4th round and just find a backup, then I'll be happy. But if they take a quarterback at number 2, then I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do that though.
All right. Yeah, I hope.
Because everybody, all these clowns on their channel, they're going to take. Like, man, I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, they better get out of that pick somehow, however it takes, or you got to get a pass rusher or something.
Yes, they have too many other holes out there. But yeah, as we said, it's the Lakers. I mean, they're going to be hot garbage for forever.
Yep.
Phoenix is actually they're still up 8 games on Memphis. Golden State's slumping a little bit.
Well, yeah,
but no Draymond.
Yeah, they need Draymond Green back. Once they get Draymond, I think they'll be all right. That's kind of the issue with why they bring on a Durant after they won a championship, because you just have these issues where if somebody gets hurt, it's a little hard to overcome. They don't quite have the depth that they used to have. So we'll see. If they get Draymond back, yeah, of course they'll be better. Phoenix will be fine. They slip in a little bit because they didn't have Chris Paul, and Booker was out because of protocols and stuff. So you lose your top 2 guys. It's gonna be a bumpy road for a minute there. So it is what it is. But hopefully you can kind of bring everybody together come playoff time. That's all that really matters. So. But I don't know, man. It's the West is I don't know, man. Okay, is the East or the West deeper right now? Because this is the first time we could have this like legit conversation, I think, in a long time.
I think right now is the East might be a little deeper because once you get beyond Minnesota, you take a huge drop off with the Clippers this year, and then the Lakers are below 500. Whereas at least you go with the eighth seed right now in the East. That's Brooklyn. They're 500. Charlotte is only 2 games under 500, and then even Atlanta is in the 10th seed, so they're last of the play-ins. They're 2 games under 500 as well. So I almost have to say the East because, I mean, if we look under, Phoenix has got 8-game lead on Memphis at number 2, 8.5 under. Miami's up by 3 against Philly, 3 against Milwaukee, 4.5 against Chicago. Boston, all of a sudden, they're the 5th seed. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're now only 5 games out of first place. So the first really, and then Cleveland is 5.5. So the first 6 teams are only 5.5 games out of first, whereas you go to the West. And Denver's the 16. They're 13 games out of first. So it's Phoenix is walking away with the West.
Yeah.
With it, but yeah, I mean, Milwaukee and Philly's coming along. I mean, they seem to get everything gelling now. Milwaukee, it's still been tough. That's been like up and down. It's just been. They can't get a really good run going.
Right.
Yeah, you win a couple, you lose a couple, and it's just like they've been fighting on that wise with it. Cleveland is starting to find their water, starting to find their mark, so they're slipping back a little bit on there. But Brooklyn coming along a little. They're not really walking back into it at all either. So
right. All right. Well,
it's gonna be interesting on there going down the stretch there. So we're essentially 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the season in the NBA, so we'll get into that. But
that'll be interesting. The play-in games, though, I don't know, man. I'm still not sure how I'm feeling about the situation. So we'll see. I don't mind the play-in games. It's just, I don't know. They were exciting last time, I guess. Last year they were pretty good.
yes.
So we'll see what happens. But moving forward, the NBA is probably more balanced than I've seen than I've seen the league in a while from a competitive standpoint, which is nice. There's that Magic Johnson thing you were watching. So
yes.
What's the Moose's official review on what was it? Just an episode.
Episode
right?
1 on there, the pilot episode. It got me interested. On there, I think they've gone some on there with it. I mean, the guy playing Magic looks just like Magic. He's doing a good job. Jerry Buss is great on there, and then they got Jason Clark, who's playing Jerry West on there, which is great because he plays. I mean, you think, oh, Jerry West on. Jerry West is a complete out of control animal in this. I don't know how realistic it is on there, but he's like all still pissed off, like. Yeah, I got the MVP. You don't want to get me? Fucking lost again in Boston. I ain't them fucking goddamn Irish leprechaun motherfuckers.
Oh, gosh.
He's dropping F-bombs, and he's got his MVP thrown. He's throwing it against the wall. I hate this goddamn thing. Yeah, great. You know what they did? They made me the logo. Would that give me fucking nothing? We're just like, holy shit.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, it got me. I'm like, okay. It's got a lot of funny, but yeah, it's like, okay.
Nice.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah. It sounds
the whole
entertaining.
about getting the Lakers and they got the Lakers. No, we're not gonna have cheerleaders. We're gonna have dancers on there now with it. So yeah, the Laker girls,
the fly girls, basically. It looks good. I saw the trailer, of course, for the. Is it like a mini series or something?
Yeah.
And the dude playing Magic couldn't have been better. I mean, it's not easy to find tall guys.
Even the guy playing Kareem looks just like Kareem at that era too.
That's so crazy.
It's like, yo.
So that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, HBO. It's gonna be, they got the money, they got the budget, they put it. So it's all about the writing. So Sounds like the first one was pretty good. I'll definitely have to check it out at some point. Those are I think those things are going to gain popularity. I mean, I don't know. Is that the new hotness now? Because we just had the what's his name story, the Kurt Warner gimmick.
Oh, I heard that movie was just terrible, and I don't think anybody went and saw it. I think its box office was like $12.
Yeah,
and that's because
we're only taking people's word for it that it's terrible. It could be great because nobody effing saw it. Who knows?
Well, the review, I think the critics had to see it, and they said it's terrible.
Yeah, but the critics, you know what?
But I got paid to go see it. Thank God I got paid because I wouldn't pay my money to go see this.
You know how many great movies the critics just shit on?
Yes.
So I'm not hearing that. So that doesn't even matter. But yeah, we have no idea how good it is because no one actually knows. That's pretty bad. That's pretty damning.
I think he had $12 because Kurt Warner took his family to go on a bad day to see it.
We sold 3 tickets. Oh wait, Kurt's got more kids than that. Yeah, no, they didn't want to go either.
Dad, no, I don't want to.
The older kids are like, no,
No.
I want to stay home and.
I'm gonna go see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to. Yeah,
can I go see Spider-Man? No, you're gonna see my movie, but Dad, I don't want to.
I want to go. It's right there. I can just go in this hall. You'll be right there. We get out at the same time. It'll be good. I don't want to see your crappy movie. I look at you every day.
But you get popcorn. Everybody gets free popcorn to go see your movie. That's how they're getting.
It's the only way they can give you. They need to give you free alcohol.
Damn born again.
I mean, they got the bars and the damn cinemas now, which is amazing. I don't even drink.
They had again. I remember actually there was a cinema back in the 80s that actually had a full bar in it, and it was all the way out in Westland, Livonia, called the Cuvadas. They actually had a bar on there, which was the first. I'm like, I can get a beer.
Well, that was like the View and Brew, right? When you go to the Magic Bag or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool to be able to sit with your buddies and have a beer like in that setting, and
I'd have to sneak it in.
Mm.
So yeah, we got that on it, but yeah, it's interesting going on there as well. Hockey's wrapping up here, where we're getting about 3/4 of the way through the season. Detroit's kind of slumping back a little bit now, so they're falling out of the playoff race and that. So
yeah, I kind of always thought of them as a fringe, probably wouldn't make it anyway kind of team. I'm hoping this is the last year we're having that conversation. They should start making some significant changes, I would hope. I told Stevie Y, if not, I know where you fly, and I'm gonna come hunt you down. No,
Stevie's got a button on it. He's got a yes button for the Illich's desk on it. What's this for? When I ask for something, you just hit that. Do I get a no button? No, you don't. Because you ran this franchise into the ground last decade. You get nothing. I have all control.
I wish.
Just say yes, yes, Stevie. I'll do it. Hit the button. And when you come up with a stupid idea, I have a no button. No, get the fuck out of my office.
I wish I looked like the Illich kid, because then I could just smoke him and doppelgang in there like Dave and take over.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to have to find a different coach and that move on from Blashill. It's just and
the whole Blashill, anti-Blashill chants are already out there, so yeah. Probably a good idea. Not to be, I don't want anybody to lose your job. It's just it is what it is. Oh, she dropped her on her head. Don't drop my girl on her head. Anyway, so then there's that.
And she got that around.
She always gets, she's going to get out of there. She can't. Now, this Layla Hirsch chick, she's very good. They got her playing heel. But she's fairly green, I think, in comparison. Though she is good. I imagine that Thunder Rosa is going to win because, there it is. Because, she just, they're building her up, right? So she just lost. She beat the champ like 4 times in their prior meetings, but none of them were like, they were all either tags or unsanctioned or all these, or she didn't have the title, whatever. So then she gets her finally one-on-one of the title and loses. So now they're going to have her because of shenanigans. Now she's got some backup. So she doesn't have to worry about shenanigans next time, I think is the story they're going to tell. So she's going to earn her way back up again. And I think she's going to end up with like a couple of girls that'll watch her back. So she doesn't have, and she doesn't want to, Mel probably should be taking the time off, but she won't. I don't know what kind of announcement they made. Maybe she got her title shot already, and she'll get it. So something, I don't know. Well, I'll look at it later. I'll see Mel. I'll talk to Mel of her social media. So, but anyway. Interesting stuff out there. Oh, and if I'm going to put some cats over, I should do that right now. We're watching AEW in here. Actually, not really watching too much of it, although it does catch our eye. I have the DVR going so I can watch it later. And this stupid DVR gimmick doesn't work if you change the channel. So anyway, long story short, there's I'll move away from that. This is the number 2 company probably in the country.
Well,
number 3 is Impact. What do you got?
Just breaking.
Yep, let's do it.
Steelers are not interested in pursuing Deshaun Watson.
Oh, interesting.
So there we go.
Well, once again, and it goes right back to my whole thing with take Teddy 2 gloves and see what's up in 2 years. If Stafford's available or there's somebody in the draft you like, that seems more their route. I just wondered if they would take that on because I think that they could and get away with it. So, but yeah, they were listening to the show.
Yep.
That's all that was. So anyway, Impact Wrestling is probably the number 3 company here. We're going to say AEW, what we're watching here, is number 2. They're based out of Canada, but they do have an American, obviously a North American TV contract. And they've got a show. And they do their version of Tough Enough or The Ultimate Fighter or whatever it is called. Gut Check. It's called Gut Check. And we had they had it here in Michigan. They utilized a promotion that I know, utilized their facilities to make it work. And they did their little event. And 2 guys here from Michigan were kind of in the finalists. And they presented one with a contract. And then the other one was congratulating him and all that fun stuff and doing all that. And they said, "Oh, no, sir, you're not going anywhere, and you get a contract too." So I want to put over my man Jack Price because when he thought he'd lost the contract, he was so graceful and so professional and so supportive of the guy who initially got the contract, only to find out that they pulled a swerve and they're giving out a second contract because he was that good, and Jack was former IWE heavyweight champion with us. I was not there with the company at the time, but everybody talks super uber fondly of him, of course, including the super fans and everybody there at IWE. Now that I'm on the board and work there and all that, not only would I be remiss just as a pro wrestling fan or an indie fan or just a fan of IWE, I'd be totally out of my rocker as a member of the company to not mention that and put him over as just a really great guy, and congratulations to him and his career and his dream. He's living it out and he's betting on himself, and he made it work even when it didn't work in his first attempt 4 years ago, I believe it was. And uber happy for anybody that gets kind of success, and it's cool. I wish I would have been able to see him and work with him and all that stuff more, but I will definitely be following his career going forward. And nice to know that an IWE alum is getting a little shine here. These guys and girls that work for our company deserve it, whether they were here now, before, or the ones that come through the door in the future, because it's just how they roll. And that has nothing to do with me, because I just come in and do production and stuff, but everybody else there is just, they're all amazing. And so it's nice to see, like I said, one of the alumni, so to speak, reaching these great goals. So once again, Jack Price, check him out on the indie. Well, you'll be able to check him out on Impact and follow him and find him on social media and all that. I want to put him over. Great guy. I won't get into shoot names and how to find him otherwise, but you can find him on social media with that Jack Price handle and his little Pro Wrestling Impact thing. I'm sure it will be everywhere. If you guys are wrestling fans, you'll find him. So very cool. Very, very cool. So there's my wrestling geekdom for the show. I try not to get too crazy, but we do have some new episodes of Battlezone TV coming. We'll be posting links to all that on the site and the page and our social media and stuff like that. So make sure you get in on it all across the board, Studio 57 Radio across the board, and you can check us out on TuneIn, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, Facebook, and Studio57Radio.com. All right, Moose. So I'm going to beat this cat on live on the air, and I'm going to get arrested by, for animal cruelty. This cat just doesn't learn. And I really don't. I just trying to get her to not step on my computer. But she's been feisty. More feisty than normal. So spring football. Did we hear anything else on that? They haven't said anything
I
about
haven't heard
There's no USFL anything?
nothing yet.
Okay, so crickets on that. I still over under on that is just, what, 6 weeks maybe of a season, and then they'll be dead.
Probably.
Just can't get it together. What else did we have this week? There was something else I can't remember. That was kind of ancillary BS that I wanted to bring up, and I'm so professional I don't have anything in front of me. I can't remember what the hell it was now. What's our scoreboard check? Anything exciting?
No.
What do we got? West.
Right
do we have
now,
a
they're
West?
still saying they're all still gonna looks like it's April 16th is gonna be no.
And yeah, they still think they're gonna go.
On there.
Well, I mean, April 16th is not far away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a month away.
Yeah, there's nothing in there about.
Have they secured venues?
Well, the first year is going to be
It's
everything
all in the one place.
all in one place,
Right.
So that's all we know for
And
now.
they're not doing anything else. Okay.
So it's all going to be at Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. And that's a Fox deal?
Yeah,
Right?
Fox is part
Yeah.
ownership.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What a mess. We'll see how that plays.
So yeah, we got that everything on there. But let's see here. Miami's up by over 20 points over. I mean, they're down by 20 over Phoenix. Milwaukee's beating Atlanta. Lakers are within 3 now of Houston.
Well, Houston, come on.
Minnesota's taking care of OKC. New Orleans is losing to Orlando. Knicks are beating up on Dallas. Holy crap. 61-34.
Knicks are
halftime.
beating up on Dallas.
61-34.
Jeez, that's crazy because Dallas, I mean, have you seen dude, he's off the hook over there, dude. Like,
Luka,
oh my goodness, man. Like, he has been, dude, he was clowning LeBron earlier in the week. I mean,
know.
just clowning him. Maybe it was over the weekend. Oh my goodness. Just clowning him. It was so funny. And so that kind of surprised me. That's my dark horse on the West, man. Though, so hopefully this is just an anomaly because I don't usually see him get smoked by 30. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'd be my dark horse in the West, man. Like I don't think anybody wants any part of that team. If Luka gets hot like that, you're in trouble.
No.
So I don't know. In the East, I don't know who my dark horse would be in the East. You're talking about the East seems to be a little bit deeper. Who'd be the dark horse, the one that you don't see coming, Moose, in the East? I mean, we're talking about Miami's good. We've seen what Boston can do. I mean, at least with Tatum on fire.
I mean, yeah, it's been all season long. We're like, Boston, what the hell's on here? And all of a sudden they're just coming on.
Well, well, I mean, I guess that would have been the one I would have said earlier, but now that they're coming on, I mean, do the expectations change? Is there another team?
No, because I mean, I don't see Cleveland doing any damage because right now Cleveland would play Milwaukee, and I don't see that.
Right.
Toronto would play, in the play-ins, but Toronto would essentially play Philly. I don't see them. Brooklyn over Miami. I don't see Brooklyn beat Miami.
Well, the way Miami's playing right now, but Miami is a better overall team. So Brooklyn is such a mess right now. I agree with you.
God only knows if Ben Simmons is ever going to play again this year.
What happened to him? His back?
His back, Because you know why? Because he has no spine.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, that's terrible.
So, yeah. I mean, it's the whole thing on there. Well, Michael Jordan didn't win until he had Scottie Pippen. And then how'd that work out for Scottie Pippen when he went to Portland and then Houston, too? How'd that work out for him?
Yeah, exactly. It didn't.
Scottie will tell you he's the greatest player ever.
Oh, yeah, just ask him. Guy sucks.
I'm the logo on the Jumpman apparel, not Jordan.
Yeah, no.
Talk about a guy that just lost his mind since his ex-wife is banging, like...
I mean, can you...
Banging dudes his kid's age.
Does he have, like, dementia from hepatitis or something? Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? So he needs to be checked. He needs to be clinically checked. There's something definitely wrong. He's got some kind of weird dementia from, hepatitis probably.
Yes.
That's what happens when you give two idiots microphones and just let us say crazy stuff.
And we just speak the truth.
Hey. And then
sometimes.
Yes. And then other times we just say things because it sounds crazy. Well, that's me pretty much all the time. But this is what it is. No. Gosh. Anyway. So I think that's that's pretty much where we're at, Moose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. It's a little early tonight, but I mean, there's not much else popping. We got it all covered pretty quick.
I mean, other than Brittany Griner still being held in Russia for
some drug charges, right? What was the deal?
She had a vape pen on there with some vape cartridges that had hashish oil in them.
Oh my goodness!
As she was trying to leave the country. Leave the country.
Yeah.
Fleed, and all of a sudden they just happen to be in her luggage.
All right. Such bullshit. Hey, can we just go over there and take her back? Like, can't we just go over there and grab her and just say, hey, now this is bullshit. Hand that bitch over.
Yes.
I don't know.
So
I don't know if that's a realistic option, but that's what I think it was. Just anyway. So while I got you guys here, I know fantasy football was fun last year, and you did a good job, and you had fun, and we made some fantasy football belts for y'all, but you got to get a head start on it. We're working on some cool new designs. We'll be posting some stuff up on JW Belts, so go get over to jwbelts.com, and you'll be able to check out some of the new designs that we're considering. I want to put some stuff up on social media as well, maybe get a poll going, and we'll have a couple of in-stock new designs for you for your NFL fantasy football stuff that can be easily customizable, and you can get a quick turnaround on. So jwbelts.com, and we'll get that in. Like I said, we got a new episode of Gladiator TV that'll be dropping here soon. So go to iwegladiators.com, get all your information on that and your local affiliates on when you can expect to watch us on television. We're on the High Spots Wrestling Network. We're also on the Progress Wrestling Network, and as well as the IWE Entertainment I'm sorry, I got distracted. A YouTube channel, the IWE YouTube channel. So, Imperial Wrestling Entertainment. It'll be IWE Imperial Wrestling Entertainment. It's like all long and drawn out, but check it out. Good stuff there too, and all your indie stuff. There's been a lot of good indie stuff over the weekend. There was some good wrestling this past weekend. I know you guys got into the AEW because you guys were all talking about it, posting stuff, and the new belt design for the women's title and all that stuff was out there. So if you want to get into all of that and have those conversations, we've got the BCU podcast, which kind of pops up here and there, and you will find on the Studio 57 Radio YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. And if you're into that stuff and you're into wrestling and all that, and you're on Facebook, we have a group called Belt Collectors Unite, and you can come in, hang out, and have fun. A ton of wrestlers and fighters and other, belt makers and collectors and fans and all kinds of stuff, all in one group, all hanging out together. Super fun stuff. We do different things and do different giveaways and raffles and fun stuff in there. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. I'm just plugging everything at this point, Moose. I don't know what else to do. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that pretty much covers it all. We had a nice weekend, Moose, where it was nice out. It wasn't too cold. We had like a nice Sunday. Did you do anything with that warm weather, that little window we had that day?
On Saturday,
it was windy as shit.
It was Saturday on there. I did fire up the grill.
Okay.
Went and bought a couple of Delmonico steaks.
Nice.
On there, got them at a reasonable price at Cattleman's. On there, so I got Delmonicos. Grilled up some asparagus, even threw some red skin potatoes on that little thing on there, my little grill thing on there, threw it on the grill, and then sauteed mushrooms on there. We barely ate. I mean, as I said, I can't eat what I cooked before, so leftover steak and that. I made a frittata for Sunday morning with the eggs and the steak, but my steak was perfect, just a hair below medium rare, because it's a nice Delmonico. So I basically was at the right temperature, 130, pull it off, let it sit, and it got to about 135, so just a hair below medium rare. It was perfect.
Very nice, very nice.
Good sear on it. But yeah, it was again, definitely this weekend. I think it's going to be cold on Saturday, Sunday 44, but then it looks like next week we're getting the 50s again. So I think I'm going to be getting the grill on a regular basis again.
Yeah, so I'll get back to that. I grill no matter what. I'll get back to it a little bit more. It'd be nice to do the open bonfire to cook. That's the way I like to do it. I used my warm day to get all the crap, the holiday crap in the bins.
I got that on Friday. I put all that on there on Friday or Saturday. I got everything put away, put on there, done. Took care of it all.
Have fun. Have a good weekend, guys. We love you.
Peace out,
we'll
brothers.
See y'all.
See you next week.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground